Hi, Internet. Welcome back to our program. My name is Alan Lenczycki. I'm an attorney here in Libertyville, Illinois. I want to continue with our series of videos providing some legal information about topics that I think are interesting, and I hope that you do too. Maybe this will help you in your corner of the Internet, wherever you are. Anyway, for me today, today is February. It's 2025, so all the stuff that I'm talking about is the law in the state of Illinois and my experiences here in Lake County, Illinois about DUI. Okay. So specifically DUI or driving under the influence, it's a crime here in Illinois. It's probably a crime where you live too if you don't live in Illinois. But DUI, we like drunk driving. That's what that is. Okay. DUI can also be with other stuff like intoxicating compounds and drugs. But I want to talk about alcohol DUIs. That's 99% of what we see in the courthouse here in Waukegan, Illinois. We see that those alcohol DUIs all the time. You see weed DUIs, you see pills DUIs, sure. But alcohol is, of course, the thing that people think about. It's the classic one. Anyway, I want to talk about the classification of DUIs in the state of Illinois. So in the state of Illinois, one's first time DUI is a misdemeanor. It's a class A misdemeanor. Okay. The way that they charge misdemeanors is there's an A, okay, there's a B, and there's a C. Okay. So it's the most serious of the types of misdemeanors that we have in Illinois. The maximum penalty for an Illinois DUI is 1 year in jail or a fine of $2,500 or both. Okay. It's unlikely in your first time DUI that you would go to jail for a year. Okay. I think it's unlikely that you go to jail for a half hour, let alone a year. Somebody can be charged with a felony, much more serious charge DUI, if they're in a car crash where somebody's hurt. They can also be charged with a felony case if they didn't have valid license or didn't have valid insurance or both. Okay, so somebody with a first time, like normal DUI, where you get pulled over for speeding, the cop smells alcohol on your breath, asks you to do field sobriety tests, maybe has a blow that you provide in the breathalyzer. That's a class A with a max penalty of 1 year in jail and or a fine of $2,500. You can get second DUI. That's also a misdemeanor, a class A. A third or subsequent DUI is a felony. Okay. Of course, you don't want to get one of them, let alone two, three, or more. But people go to prison for cases where it's 3, 4, 5 DUIs. You read about that all the time. Anyway, that's the classification of a DUI offense. What are the consequences of a DUI offense? Well, there's actually two main areas of your life that's impacted. I guess there's three. I'm a lawyer, so a lot of times I will be talking about in my series of videos the like legal impacts to somebody, the defendant. I'm thinking about you as my client, a person who's gotten a DUI. I want to help you. I do want to give a little disclaimer though and say I don't want to endorse DUI. I'm not saying it's cool. I'm not saying it's good. You shouldn't do it. It's bad. But if it happens to you, you screwed up and now you've got to defend a case. Or if you're wrongly accused of DUI, it happens. Sometimes you're not, and the cops think you are, and you've got to get yourself off this sharp hook. That's what these videos are here to help you with. I'm not trying to say DUI is cool, but anyway, the big consequences on your license, and then on your criminal record, they're separate from the other consequences, like your wife is mad at you, or you lose your job, or your kids are disappointed and they can't go to hockey practice tonight because you don't have a license. So all that stuff I don't want to talk about. Those are the human splash damage issues for DUI. But in terms of court, license, criminal record. That's what I want to talk about. Okay. Your license is going to get suspended when you get a DUI. Okay. It's going to be suspended because either you blew in the breathalyzer over the legal limit of 0.08, where they suspend you for 6 months, or you refuse to blow. And because you refuse to blow, they suspend you for a year. So your license is going to be suspended. I suppose there are a few times where a cop has you blow and you blow a little bit under 0.08, but he still arrests you for DUI. I've had a couple of cases like that in my career. Ask around, lawyers sometimes see them. They're very rare because usually when you blow 0.06 or 0.078, the cop just says, well, I didn't get you this time, I'll drive you home. Okay, or get a ride home. Anyway, long story short is that your license is going to be suspended. That is a deal withable problem. Talk to your attorney. I'm going to talk about in some other videos about the benefits, the pros and cons of having a public defender versus a private attorney and vice versa. The benefit to a private attorney, or one of the benefits, is that private attorney can challenge the statutory summary suspension of your driver's license, where a public defender can't do it. It's a civil case. It has to do with the Constitution. Anyway, we'll talk about that more in a separate video, but The driver's license issue, a private lawyer can help you with to challenge. Okay. The criminal record issue is also a big deal. Now, somebody in Illinois with a first time DUI, they're eligible probably for court supervision, which is a fantastic Illinois program. I know it's funny to say fantastic Illinois program all in one sentence, but it is. Supervision is a fantastic thing that Illinois does, and it is an ability for a first time offender to avoid a conviction on his or her criminal record. So when you apply for a job and they say, you ever been convicted of a crime? You can tell them the truth. No, I wasn't convicted of a crime. Why? Because I got court supervision. Okay, it's a big deal. And it's something that a first time DUI driver can avail oneself with. Okay. The second thing that can happen to you is that you can, in terms of your criminal record, not only can you avoid a criminal conviction, but also you can pay fines and court costs. Fines and court costs totaling something like $3,000. Treatment, they may make you do alcohol classes. They almost certainly will. If the state can prove the DUI and force you into treatment, you should do it. And then lastly, you've got volunteering hours and other things that you might be obligated to do with the courts. So anyway, if you do get a DUI, reach out to a private attorney. You can get quotes from private attorneys or myself, Alan Lenczycki. Give me a call. Thanks a lot.